Hi, my name is Penny, and as usual, I'm here to talk about some bookish things. Specifically, today I wanted to talk about the top 5 graphic type works that I read this year. So as I said in my previous videos, I read 250 books this year, so I am splitting my top books up into different genres, and I decided to put all the graphic ones together. That's manga, graphic novels, comics, other kind of graphic-y things. These are always really quick reads, and I will say for a long time I really struggled to find graphic works. I was really looking for some graphic novels that I would enjoy and I couldn't find any, but I really think that last year I locked down what kind of things I like, and this year I've done a lot better at reading those things that I like. So let's get into this top 5. Number 5 was The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. This is just a really adorable little story with beautiful art about this young girl who finds this tea dragon and returns it to its owners and discovers this tea dragon society where they raise these little dragons that grow tea leaves on their backs. It's just cute. There's not a lot of story. There's a couple of really cute characters and some cute romance. Not much happens, but it's just so adorable that it made me really happy and I enjoyed reading it. I don't actually have this right now because I did buy it for my sister for a gift and I didn't want to take it away from her just to film a video, so it's at her house where it belongs. Then number 4 is Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too by Jomny Sun. This is just a really cute little graphic book. The pictures are very big. There's very few words on all the pages. Again, this is one I borrowed from the library, so I don't have this one here either, but I would love to own this book because it's another one where I just think that it kind of warms your heart and makes you really happy, although it does also kind of deal with existential dread and other more serious issues. We basically follow this cute little alien guy as he comes down to Earth to try and learn about humans, but he gets a bit confused and ends up just talking to all sorts of other animals and trees and stuff, and doesn't really learn that much about humans. But he kind of does. It's really funny, kind of like that absurdist kind of humor where it's so ridiculous, but it also, he's asking questions about humanity and the answers are just so relatable that somehow it really impacts your emotions, or at least that was my experience, and I've seen a lot of other people have that experience too, so this is a graphic work I definitely recommend. Then for number 3 in this list, wait, I'm going to pick up the wrong thing. Then for number 3 in this list, I have Death Note. So this year I actually read the whole of the Death Note series, and I will say I think the series goes up and down over the 13 volumes. I want to say there's 13 volumes. I'm not sure if I'm remembering that correctly, but some of the books are not as good as others, but the very first plot arc at least I absolutely loved, and the concept I just love. So we've got this guy named Light Yagumi, and he finds this death note which was dropped by this Shinigami. So this is the Shinigami here, Ryuk. I can never say his name, but anyway, he is like a death demon, and he has this notebook where when you write someone's name in it, that person will die. There's a lot more rules around how that works. You can specify when they die and how they die, and there's a lot of rules around the ownership of it. Basically, this turns out to be a very psychological thriller. There's a lot of logic games between this guy who is trying to use the Death Note in order to stop crime and make the world a better place, or at least that's his logic. He's killing off all the criminals using this notebook, but not everybody agrees that that's the best approach, and there's another guy called L who is trying to investigate and find out who it is that's killing all the criminals, and they end up in this battle of wits against each other. The story goes into such unexpected directions, and I think that's what made it such an enjoyable read. Also, I just really love the Shinigami. I think, like, this one's cute. They're all really cute. I love them all. I want a whole separate series just about the Shinigami and what's going on with them. They're so cute. The cutest death gods in the world. Then number 2 is another one I got from the library. My library is really good for getting graphic novels in, but I read the I Hate Fairyland series by Scotty Young, and especially the first volume. I just thought it was such a great combination of being like super cute and also really gruesome and gory. So we follow this young girl named Gert who gets pulled through into Fairyland, and she has to complete a quest in order to go back home. Unfortunately, Gert's not very good at questing, and so 30-something years later, she's still stuck in Fairyland trying to solve this quest. And she's just killing everybody, ruining everything. She's so angry, and it's just amazing. I really love that kind of combination of cute and gory, and I thought the art style was just really beautiful. The colors are really vibrant, and there's really strange translations of more typical fairy tale type creatures. So I think if you like stuff that's really cute, I'm just going to keep saying it, cute and gory. If you like that, then you should read I Hate Fairyland. It's really funny, it's really cute, and it's really badass. So then the number 1 graphic work that I read in 2019 would have to be the Descender series. This is not the Descender series, this is the Ascender series, or the first volume of it, which is like a spin-off series. I also read this in 2019, so it does also count. I also included this series in my top science fiction books of the year because this series is just so great. We basically have this world where humans are spread across the galaxy, the universe. There's lots of humans on different planets, and suddenly these giant robots turn up and just kill a lot of people. And in retaliation, the humans then cull a whole bunch of the robots off, even though they rely on robots for their way of life. And so then we've got this war between robots and humans. And primarily we follow this young robot boy who's like a companion robot. He's got this cute little robot dog, and he's trying to find out what's happened to his human mother and brother. Then in this spin-off series, we're following the daughter of 2 main characters from the first series. And I just found the experience of reading these to be so emotional. Even though a lot of the characters are robots, I fell in love with so many of the robots, and I just wanted everybody to get a happy ending, which of course they didn't, but that made me feel even more feelings. And as I said in my last video, I just think this does a really good job of looking at what the relationship between humans and robots could be and what it should be, while at the same time taking you on a really emotional ride. So I think if you like science fiction, then you should definitely read this graphic novel series. The art is also pretty cool. Sometimes it's a little bit rough, but there are also some pages that are just really epic, and I really, really recommend this series so much. So those were my top graphic works that I read in 2019. Do let me know if you've read any of these books. What did you think about them? Do you like them? Or are there any other graphic works that you would recommend to me based on the fact that those are the ones that I liked the best this year? Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're having a really wonderful day, and I will see you next time.